Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making a full settings guide for all the settings tabs in Valorant. Yeah, I've made one like this in the past, but I think it was mainly just like video settings and controls. But yeah, I'm gonna go in depth here with all of the settings. If you guys have any questions about any of them, let me know. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First, obviously, text language is gonna be English for me. So English highlight color. This is nice if you want to swap up the colors or if you're colorblind for any of these types of color blindness, but obviously, you know, default is red, and that's what I have it on, so pick your preference though. Also, guys, before we continue, please join my Discord and follow my Twitch. And if you guys have questions or like comments, you can ask me on my Discord, and I'll reply pretty quickly. So, continuing on, my sensitivity, you guys ask this all the time. I'm kind of tired of answering it. Sensitivity is 0.34. And my DPI is 800. I think I'm going to put that in my comments, actually, just so, you know, just so it's more easy for you guys to find it. So scope sensitivity multiplier is just 1, and that multiplies this. So invert mouse is obviously off. Raw input buffer, a few of you have asked me that. I keep it off. I'm not really sure. I have never like had a problem with my input, so I'm just going to assume the off is completely okay. It says beta as well, but, you know, you could try it, see if you feel a difference, if it's smoother or something. So map, this is where things are going to differ just a little bit. A lot of people like to have map on rotate. I have it on fixed because I just kind of prefer it to be fixed because I like the map to be the same all the time. If you want the map to change depending on what side you're attacking from, then keep it on rotate. No, not rotate. No, that's fixed orientation. So based on side is whenever it flips based on the side. Rotate is just whenever you like move and look around. That'll change the map as well. I don't like that. So I actually have it flipped for each side. So if you want it to not flip on sides, you can have it always the same. Keep player centered. I don't like this because then you can't see parts of the map that are farther away. So keep this off for sure. If you, these are kind of preference, but this one definitely keep off. Minimap size 1.1. Minimap vision cones or minimap zoom 0.9. Vision cones on. I think that's like you see in the top left. Oh, I don't have the minimap here. It's like basically where like where your vision sees, or like where your teammates' vision sees, which is really, really useful. This should always be on, in my opinion. Privacy, these are all off under privacy. Other, I'm right-handed. You can play left-handed if you want. Just preference as well, kind of. These are all off. These are all on. I'm not gonna spend too much time on these, so unless I see something specifically important. Show bullet tracers is important. Show spectator count is not super important, but I have it on. Bullet tracers are useful because you can see where people are shooting from. Yeah, so all these off. Show player keybinds on minimap. These don't matter that much, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to controls. So you guys, you see my controls here. C, which is my smoke. Mouse button 4, which is my first side button on my super light. And I have a super light, by the way, if you guys are wondering. That's my updraft. Next we have ability 3, which is my dash, which is E. Next we have my ult, which is X. So, we have 4 WASD, pretty standard. Walk, default movement mode. So I guess if you have walk on, you just walk by default. I didn't even know that was a thing, which is kind of cool. And then run would be shift. Interesting. So, yeah, so then for me, walk is just shift walk, so shift, pretty standard, I think. Toggle walk, you want off, just because that's kind of, it feels very weird to me, for me to have that, but you can have that if for whatever reason you want that. Jump, obviously spacebar. Some people like scroll wheel, up or down. I just have always used spacebar, even at Counter-Strike. I tried scroll wheel, I just couldn't adapt to it, so yeah, I've always just kept that. Crouch, control, teabag, you know. Toggle crouch I have off. Fly up, this is just for like spectator stuff, so yeah. Equipment, fire right, left click, and then right click is ADS like this. Toggle zoom, this is for snipers, so the wrong sniper. So if we want to toggle zoom, I have toggle zoom on, so I have to hold, and then alt changes my zoom mode. So yeah. Next we have, yeah, you see hold, they're both hold. I would suggest keeping these on hold, both of them. So next, equip primary weapon 1, 2, 3, 4 for all of these. These are all pretty default, I believe. These are also default. These are all default, yeah. Last equipped item I swapped to Q because Counter-Strike prioritize strongest weapon. Don't really know what that means. I'm guessing if you like, I don't know, honestly, like between a rifle and a pistol, like if you're trying to swap or something, I don't know. Inspect weapon, I have this to my second mouse button. Use objects, F. So that's like if you want to go on a rope or open the door, you know, interact with stuff. Plant spike is just 4, but I usually just pull the spike out and click. Spray is T. Communication. Sorry guys if this is a lot, you can just skip. As always, we'll have timestamps. So these, I'm not gonna go too in depth with these. One thing is I have this bound to my middle mouse button, so I can do this. But also I have it so I can go like this. If I hit middle mouse button, I can go like this on the scoreboard to, like, you know, meet people and stuff. That's why there is this exclamation point here in the interface as well. So that's the rest of this. You can bind a lot of the interesting commands here, which is very useful, but I'm not going to talk about every single one. See, toggle cursor, it's the same. That's why it's an exclamation point, but it is what it is. So map is M. I have it toggle. N is useful for that. Buy is B. Agent tooltips F1. All the vote options. Then all of these, I'm just going to skip these because these are all, yeah, like spectator things. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go next. So my crosshair, a lot of you have asked this. Crosshair, you want to use advanced options on. If I'm pretty sure, I don't know if that's on by default, but yeah, now you can have up to 10 slots. So that is cool. I have show spectated players crosshair on because that's always pretty fun. These are both off. And so primary outlines on, you can choose whatever color you want. My crosshair is, these are all 1s, these are off, and then the only thing that's on is outlines. And then inner lines on 1, 2, 1, 1. These are off. All this bottom part's off. Outer lines are just off. So basically, make sure you have outlines on at the top. You can pick whatever color you want. These are all 1, and inner lines on 1, 2, 1, 1. And so continuing down, aim down sights. Copy primary crosshairs will suffice for this. Sniper scope, you could pick whatever you want. This is what mine looks like. It's just a dot, and I changed the color to cyan because why not? Let's actually change it again just for fun. I like to change it sometimes, not because I think it'll improve my ability in any way. I just kind of like different colors. So video settings, this one is the next big important one. So yeah, my crosshair settings, you know, pretty simple. So next we have full screen. Always want to be playing on full screen because you're going to lose frames, going to be a little more laggy. Make sure you're on the highest amount of hertz you can be on, and make sure you're on the right monitor, obviously. So I'm not sure what these mean, honestly. So mine's letterbox. You could do that if you want. Limit FPS on battery. This is if you have a laptop, so I have this off. Limit FPS on menus. This doesn't matter to me because, you know, menus don't matter for frames. I have this on. I'm pretty sure you can have on and boost. So I'm actually gonna turn that on, but on and boost is good. So graphics quality, multi-threaded rendering on. I usually like to play low graphics quality, but UI quality and texture quality are not going to ruin your frames. But if you turn up detail and material, more than likely these are going to hurt your frames a little bit more. So this is good here. Vignette I have on. I'm actually darkens corners on your screen. Help you focus on the center of your screen. Small but noticeable GPU performance impact. Okay, so it's useful for darkening corners of your screen. Interesting. That's what vignette means, I think. Yeah, VSync off, anti-aliasing, MSA 2x. This one's 4x. I'm not sure how much these actually impact frames, but this is what I've played on for a while and have always been good. So improved clarity we can also turn on. Actually, let's see if we can see the difference. So I can see the background changing. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It's hard to tell, but if we turn both of these off, it definitely doesn't look as clear, right? Like to me this looks much less clear. If I turn both of these on, everything looks much sharper. So I would suggest turning both of these on. Again, I'm not sure if these are gonna. How did I get? Huh. Okay. I don't know how this did. It did give me a description, but now I can't give descriptions. So all of these are off. We don't want these on, but these two you can definitely have on. Stats. This is basically like the top left of my screen right now. You see client FPS and packet loss, to me those are valuable bits of data and information that I'd like to know. So if I'm lagging, I want to know if it's my FPS, if it's packet loss, or if it's simply just ping over here. So for me, I have client FPS text only because I don't want a whole, like, you know, I don't want a graph. I don't need a graph. I don't know. If you want a graph, go for the graph. All this stuff, if any of this is of value to you, go for it. But to me, I don't need any of this right now. Maybe if I get a new GPU or you know, if I get like a cooler or something, then maybe. But packet loss is valuable. That's basically just, you know, it's gonna be a good metric of how much you're lagging. So last but not least, guys, if you have any questions so far, just leave them in the comments. Last but not least, you have audio, sounds. Well, I know a lot of people change overall audio, so this changes how loud your game is. I just keep it at max and then change my like settings and volume mixer. So I have sound effects just slightly down because it's quite loud. I have these down just a little bit. I'm not going to go over all of these. The most important thing here is HRTF. HRTF provides better 3D spatialization of sounds by approximating an average head shape for the listener. So basically, yeah, I guess as footsteps, reloads, and respawns. So all this stuff, for me, it makes it easier to hear. I would at least suggest trying to experiment with it, see if you guys like it or not. Also make sure that we have this to whatever type of headset you have. Voice chat. This should just be default unless you have something messed up. This is what all of these look like. Nothing too special here. Mic sensitivity threshold. This can be like if your mic, if you're talking and no one's responding, your threshold might be too high. And that can also have something to do with your Windows settings. So yeah, voiceover. Yeah, all these are on. When active, this feature lowers the volume for non-gameplay agent voiceovers. Huh. I'm gonna turn that on. I'm not sure what that means, honestly, but yeah. So that's about it, though. The main things here are obviously controls. We have general and video. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Let me know if you guys have any other suggestions for guides, and yeah, like I said, join my Discord. If you guys want coaching, links in the description down below. So without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one.